Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 359. It's Tuesday. It's only been 2 days since I was last live, but I feel like there's so much to talk about. So I had to do a live show this morning. Rest of the week, I don't know where I'm going to be as far as scheduling wise this week. May go live again tomorrow, and then I don't know, maybe Friday, and then definitely for the weekend. I think I'm pretty much 100% not going to Chicago this weekend to the Sports Spectacular. I've done like 5 shows in the last 6 weekends. I need catching up. I'm still last week was busy, so I'm still trying to dig out of the eBay shipping hole. I have trade packages. I still have Cubs packages that have arrived to me that I still need to count. I have not updated my Cubs baseball card count since the National, so I need to get everything added. I think I've put like an estimate. So my actual count's probably 667,000 something. But I think my official count is like 660 or 662, somewhere around there. So I've got a lot of digging out of that to do. I finally opened all of the boxes of the Topps Pro debut. I finished that on Saturday night. Um, so those were sorted. I finished sorting on Sunday night. So everything I just need to count the Cubs. Probably 120. There were like an average of 11 Cubs cards per box, so actually closer to 150. Pulled 3 Cubs autos: Owen Casey, Michael McAveen, and Jordan Nwogu. And then I also put a parallel. I can't remember who the parallel was, but so that's kind of where I'm at. A lot of digging out to do. Zach is with us. Good morning. George, good evening to you. No exercise tonight. That's like every night for me, unfortunately. Diego, what's up? Good morning to you. So I want to touch on some pro wrestling. I want to touch on Project 2020. Those are like 2 topics that I know, like, Ken will love the wrestling talk, and he'll hate the Project 2020 talk. A lot of you will hate the wrestling talk, and you'll tolerate the Project 2020 talk. So those two, dog talk. And what else? eBay. I just kind of want to give an eBay update. So I'll start with the dog talk. So my wife and I are considering adopting a dog. We have a dog, Biscuit, who is, I think, 8 years old now, a little Havanese, 10, 11 pound dog. Um, we have been considering getting a second dog, another small dog. What's up, Mark? Good morning. So a adoption place had posted, a friend of my wife, and my wife saw it, showed me a picture, just like the most adorable dog ever. His name is Pierre. He's like part Maltese, little fluffy white thing. So we went through the application we talked about it, like, okay, let's move forward. So we did the application process last week. It's pretty intense, which is good. Just don't want to give animals out to anybody. So we did the application process. We had a Zoom interview with the adoption agency on Friday night. They approved us on over the weekend, so we set up an appointment with the foster home. So we went and visited Pierre yesterday after work last night. And so now and then we did sushi. So I apologize, Ken and Herman. I did not catch your live show last night. I watched a little bit this morning before I went live. So that's why I was not in the chat last night. So we went to sushi, and we were just kind of talking things over. We're going to sleep on it. We need to make the decision today. So we haven't made the decision yet, but we will see. So that's the dog talk. I'll save eBay for last. Let's go into wrestling, get that out of the way. I haven't really been watching wrestling. I haven't talked about wrestling a lot, probably making many of you happy that I don't touch on that as much as I was for a while. I haven't been watching much. I haven't even been watching AEW, and I was super excited. I think it was Upper Deck is going to make AEW cards, so I'm pumped about that. Um, but I haven't been watching the actual shows. Um, so I a friend, coworker, he's like into like the indie scene and some of that stuff. So we always talk. And we both were really into the NWA, like the reincarnation that started back up. Billy Corgan, Smashing Pumpkins fame, runs NWA. Um, so we talk about it, and then COVID hit, so NWA was pretty much, shut down for, most of 2020. They resurrected it. It's now like the NWA Power. It used to be a free YouTube show. Now it's on Fight TV, and it's a pay-per-view or pay-per-month thing, subscription. So I haven't really been paying attention, but I am familiar with a lot of the wrestlers just from watching the old Power shows in 2019. So they had a pay-per-view, and Wrestling at the Chase. I know Mark will be familiar with Wrestling at the Chase in St. Louis. So there has not been Wrestling at the Chase since, I think they said, 1983. And so this is the 73rd anniversary of the NWA. And so they did a pay-per-view, NWA 73, Wrestling at the Chase in St. Louis on Sunday. So I had kind of decided, what's up, David? I'd kind of like gone back, like, should I didn't realize it was happening until like Thursday of last week because I just haven't been paying attention. So I saw that and I'm like, oh, this would be cool. So Sunday night, I just had some stuff going on. I had to get my basement cleaned up. I'm like, I think I'm gonna order it. So like an hour before the show started, I bought it's the first pay-per-view I've ever bought. Like I've gone to friends' houses and they've like bought pay-per-views like 20 years ago, 10 years ago. But personally, just sitting at home, I've never like, I mean, I've had the WWE network since it existed in 2014. So there's just never been a need for me. Mike's with me. What's up, Mike? Good morning. Mike is actually David in the chat. So if you're confused, that's why. So I ordered NWA 73. It was an awesome show. Great first match. The main event, Trevor Murdoch versus Nick Aldis for the championship. Nick Aldis has been NWA champion for like 4 years. Trevor Murdoch won the title. So it was a really cool show. Ric Flair was there. He came out, did an awesome promo, congratulated Murdoch after the main event. It was a really fun show. What's up, Herman? Good morning. So I'll get the wrestling talk out of the way. Now let's get the Project 70. Oh, it is Project 70. What did I typed in Project 2020. So it's Project 70 I want to talk about. There's an Ernie Banks that was released yesterday that I just saw. So I need to order that. I haven't ordered that. But like a month ago, there was a Chris Bryant, Ian Happ release by FDOT. And then there was another one. Can't remember. We'll find out here in a second. There's the Chris Bryant FDOT. And then, the second one was, Sosa. So I had 2 Sosas come in. So these had been stuck in transit for like 3 weeks. FDOT Chris Bryant, Ian Happ, done by FDOT, and then Sammy Sosa, done by Raph Porter. Infinite Archives is the Project 70 artist. So those were the 2. They were stuck in transit forever. They finally came in the mail. I think Saturday is when these were delivered. So I got those, and then the Sammy Sosa by Distorted. That was only stuck in transit for a little while. Pull that out. So that's the Sammy Sosa by Distorted. So I've lost count how many Project 70. The first Cubs card, it was like 110 before the first Project 70 Cubs card was released. And now I think there's been 8 or 9. I think the Ernie Banks yesterday might be the 9th Project 70 Cubs card. So got the need to order the Ernie Banks yet. Um, George says my ComC shipment was sitting in customs for a month. Yeah, there's a backlog. He's a cool dude, Trevor Murdoch. He joined a wrestling break with a friend of mine for St. Louis. He was funny. That's awesome. Um, so that's what I had for Project 70. I also bought, um, so this will kind of transition to eBay because I bought something on eBay. The auction ended, I think, Sunday night, and it was something that I had been searching for. I'm doing a lot of pre-war searching for Cubs. It was an auction. I put my highest bid in. I am not a sniper. Like I put my high bid, and um, I know there's differing. I know Dan, who's I don't think he's in the chat, um, but I know Dan's a big sniper. He's big on sniping, and I know a lot of people are. And I just want to put in. I guess I'm a lazy bidder. I'm a lazy bidder. I just want to put in. Okay, this is what I'm going to pay for this card, and I don't care if the auction ends in 6 days or 1 hour. I'm going to put X amount in, and I'm going to let it ride. So that's how I take auctions. So I put my high bid in like last week. I think there were still 5 days left in the auction and forgot about it. And all of a sudden, I get a notification, an eBay notification Sunday night, and says, "Congratulations, you won." And it actually, I won the item for like $25 less than my high bid. So I was pretty happy about that. So I'm excited. It's a rare, not like super rare, but it's a rare card. Um, and it fits into what I've been looking for lately. And I'm excited to get it. So when it gets in the mail, when it arrives to me, I will show it off. So so yeah, kind of been looking around for that. Zach says the lack of respect the Cubs have paid Sammy is awful. I agree. I was not a fan of the way Sammy ended his Cubs playing days. Not a big fan at all, but I'm not a fan of how they have treated him. It's time to just sit down, make amends. Um, you made a lot of profit. I know the Ricketts didn't own the Cubs during Sammy's heyday, during his playing days in Chicago, but um, City of Chicago, the Cubs organization, made a lot of money on Sammy Sosa, a lot of marketing around him, a lot of promoting him, and now it's like blacklisted. I don't get it. They need to welcome him back. Both sides, I'm sure there's some stubbornness on both sides, so I think they both need to just set those differences aside, come to an agreement, and welcome each other back. George bought his first sovereign back TU-206 today, one of the better backs. Yeah, I don't know if I have any sovereign backs. I'll have to go through and look. I know most of them are like the Caporal. I'll have to look to see what backs I have because actually I started I kind of have a side PC of Joe Tinker because I picked up I got a great deal on a T205 Joe Tinker at the National. And then there were some Hassan triple folders, two of them that I bought from another dealer, and one of them has Joe Tinker on it. And then I found another Joe Tinker that I really liked and got a deal on Sunday. And it's like, hey, I've kind of got a Joe Tinker PC started. And then I bought the Cracker Jack. Well, while it's not an official Cubs card because he was in the Federal League in 1914 with the Cracker Jack release, it'll still be part of my Joe Tinker collection, much like my minor league Ryan Sandberg card is not a part of the Cubs collection, but it's part of the Ryan Sandberg PC. So I've kind of started a Joe Tinker PC, and I actually started logging some of my Joe Tinker cards in a trading card database, and I'm starting to look, and it's like, oh, I know I have this front T206, but what's the back? Is it the Caporal? Is it the whatever? So I know the coloring on the front, but the back I need to get them in order so I can proceed with my Joe Tinker collection. Speaking of eBay, another successful file exchange, Frank from Twitter. He was able to successfully upload 200 listings yesterday using file exchange. I love to see it. I've got to give all credit to Chris Capo. he's the one that turned me on to it as far as getting everything correct, because I was beating my brains initially. You download the template from eBay, but then you have to like put the right information in, what information is needed, because they just give you a blank template. What's eBay going to accept? It can be really frustrating. Chris helped me out a ton. So he really got things going. And when they actually switched the spreadsheet up a couple of months ago, back in I think May. Um, so he basically redid the sheet and sent it over to me. So that's been super helpful. Frank and I were chatting back and forth. He had a couple of issues early on, so I helped him out with those, and he was able to successfully upload. And he's like, it took me forever to list 300 cards, and it took me 2 hours to list 200 cards, including all the uploading of the pictures and images. So that's awesome. I have a big file exchange upload to do this week. I still have 50 plus items to ship on eBay. So my goal is to get the rest of my eBay shipments caught up, hopefully tonight. And then I want to take a bike ride. My warm weather days. It's already August 31st. Can you believe that? So September is tomorrow. And up here in Wisconsin, winter comes early, it seems. So I need to get out on the bike and take advantage of some of these last summer days before the fall cooler weather and winter comes. So I want to. My aim is to get finished up on caught up on eBay shipments tonight, and then tomorrow I can do a bike ride, and then maybe devote Thursday night to a file exchange upload. Hopefully, I think I have 300 cards with images uploaded already to Image Shack. So all I need to do is go into File Exchange and type everything out, which it will take me probably 2 hours to get those 300 listings typed out, and then the images, the links copied and pasted into the spreadsheet. So David says, typically an eBay sniper, there was a white whale type card for me in auction back in April. My daughter had a dance competition out of town, didn't end well, tried to bid in the last 30 seconds while driving down the turnpike and had no connection. That stinks. The sovereigns come in two different colors of green and for the 350s. They have a forest green and green apple. David said, card listed since then like 7 times auction price and seller not coming down. Oh, I hate that. George gets the second dose tomorrow. That is awesome. That is awesome. Starting September with a bang. Porter starts school tomorrow. Summer went fast. It did. And Zach, I know you love the fall. I dislike the fall because it means summer is ending. Like I already I'm kind of accepting the fact that summer's ending. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was already getting I wouldn't call it seasonal depression, but it was similar to a seasonal depression where it's like I didn't care to ride the bike. I didn't like I've kind of let my garden go. Although it is kind of just naturally going because it's that time of year, but I just kind of almost gave up on some of the outdoor activities. I've turned the corner. I went on a long bike ride last week, planning one this week. So now I kind of got to flip that switch, get back in summer mode, and enjoy the last few days we have left. George says, I'm ready to get hiking and biking again now. The days are in the 70s instead of 90s. That's true. We had our Saturday it was so brutal here Saturday. The card show day. It was hot, humid. So I just, once I, got everything, I didn't even unpack my car because it was miserable. But then Sunday, it was nice. It was warm Sunday. I mowed the yard on Sunday. But it wasn't humid. It was warm / hot, but not humid at all. David says, my kids started at the end of last week. I'll second, summer went way too fast. It always does. It's like all of a sudden it's the first weekend in June. I've always had typically June is my busy month, but it was kind of the opposite. June was semi slow. But then like the end of summer has just been absolutely bonkers. Like I've had stuff going on every weekend. So that's why this week it's a Labor Day weekend. I'll get that extra day, that Monday off. So just focus on getting things squared away, get that bulk upload in this week. Try to get some trade packages sent back out this weekend. Hopefully it's nice weather so I can get out, do another ride this weekend, and just enjoy it. So I think that's about all I had for today. Talked wrestling, talked Project 70, talked eBay. Brad, I know that Brad had some issues with file exchange, so I was looking at my phone last night, so I'll have to look at a desktop to see the issue there. Because the phone, it's tough to view spreadsheets on the phone. I downloaded it, but it still um, doesn't pop up. I'll actually need to sit down and view it on my laptop to really figure out what's going on. So that's what I had for today. Today's Tuesday. I need to remind myself that. Today's Tuesday. So tomorrow, I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow or not. We'll see. It may be one of those days where I just come down here early in the morning and just hammer out eBay shipments all morning before work. So we'll kind of take it as we go tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in. I don't think there's any big news that there is one thing. And I have, we're only 21 minutes in. So there's this news. This is like completely non-card related. It is sports related. So I was reading the story this morning when I woke up. Did you see the story about ESPN getting duped? And I'm going to air quote it, getting duped by this high school team in Ohio. It was the ESPN high school football Sunday game. IMG Academy, which is like the number one ranked team in the country out of Florida, I believe. And they played this team out of Ohio called Bishop Sycamore. And not much was known about Bishop Sycamore. So apparently, like more and more is unraveling about this. And apparently a third party brokers these deals to get these high school teams on TV, on ESPN. And they were kind of duped. The head coach apparently has an active arrest warrant for fraud. Some of the players are like played JUCO, like they're not high school age, like they're out of high school, and some played junior college football. They had a game on Friday night. They had a game on Friday night and then played on Sunday, and like 15 of the players played 2 games in 3 days, which is a big no-no in high school football. What else was there? They have like they had like an 0-6 record last year. So like ESPN did like no homework. And this is what annoyed me coming from a sports broadcasting background. And it's what annoys me about a lot of the pros, the pro announcers. They don't do homework. They have assistants that do the homework. So somebody dropped the ball, and it's like one of the commentators, I can't remember his name, but one of the commentators was like complaining about it on Twitter. And it's like, dude, come on. Didn't you do like a simple Google search would have found that they were an 0-6 team last year? Like do some homework. There's Dan. What's up, Dan? So I just don't, it really bothered me because of my background that, and that's what always like, you listen to broadcasts, and especially when you get to, I would watch, I was in Illinois high school sports, and then you'd watch the high school championship games, and they would bring in like the ringers, coming from Chicago or sometimes Milwaukee, and they didn't really know anything about the teams, and the only homework and I'm not saying they didn't do homework, but they didn't really follow it, like, and that comes from like any broadcaster that follows high school sports or whatever you're broadcasting, you're passionately following it, and then a ringer comes into town and mispronounces names or doesn't have their facts correct, and it's really annoying. So And you can there's parallels to like anything you do. Just name your career, name your job, and there could be a parallel. So it really bothered me from my broadcasting background that ESPN is coming out almost like, well, we were duped. And it's like, no, you weren't duped. You didn't do your due diligence and you didn't vet this team. You didn't do the least amount of homework. A simple Google search could have found many of these red flags that we're doing. So I have no sympathies for any of the broadcasters. I have no sympathy for ESPN. It was just what a S show. What an S show. Did Manti Te'o's girlfriend there? Probably. Class of '03. Nobody is double checking. Pfizer dose 2 for Dan on Friday. Very cool. This is what happens when you fire so many people who actually do the work. That's a great point. ESPN is like dumped all of their good talent, and it's kind of they're a churn and burn company where it's like we're just going to hire all of these young kids out of college, and we're going to burn them. We're going to pay them nothing, and once they reach a level of we're not going to pay them this anymore, we're just going to boom, next class come in. We're going to pay you pennies on the dollar. We're going to churn and burn, and next class. So no sympathy for the big machine in Bristol, Connecticut. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Great chat. Appreciate it. I apologize again to Herman and Ken. I'll be finishing up your video this afternoon. Watch the first, 15 minutes. So check that out on 3B Collections channel. Check out Texas Card Dudes channel. Brad, I did watch your episode from yesterday, so welcome back. So that's that for today. Again, tomorrow, up in the air, maybe not going live tomorrow. So we'll see. It's kind of a game day decision for tomorrow. Have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you later.